Well, hello there, my subscribers and my non-subscribers, whom I hope one day will become my subscribers. Thank you for joining me in another video. In today's video, you guys, I will be pressure canning chicken. Yes, chicken, bone-in chicken legs. If you didn't think that you can pressure can chicken, yes you can. Meat can be pressure canned if you pressure can it right. So I went to the store and I bought some chicken legs, box of them as a matter of fact. So I have a lot of them, so I didn't want them to go bad because sometimes you know, you put them in the refrigerator, in the freezer, I meant to say, they can get freezer burn, and that's what I'm trying to prevent. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pressure can these chickens, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pressure can them rotisserie chicken, rotisserie style, yes. And so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put them in the jars. I'm gonna put the seasoning in here first, then I'm gonna put them in the jars, and I'm gonna pressure can them for 75 minutes. You have to pressure can them 75 minutes. Bone-in chicken. I pressure canned some chicken breasts, I think last month. I didn't show you guys that video. Well, apparently I didn't do a video because pressure canning the chicken because I was using it to pressure can the chicken vegetable soup, which I did. I think I posted that video, but I did have extra chicken breasts left over. So what I did, I just put them in the jars and I pressure canned them for 90 minutes. But I'm gonna be pressure canning this chicken. But let me show you the chicken breast that I did pressure can. This is the chicken breast that I pressure canned, I believe last month. Yes, and you guys, it tastes so good. But it's good also if you put it on salads. I mean, it's very good. It's very tender. I mean, ooh, very good. But that's what I did with the extra chicken that I had left over from when I pressure canned the chicken vegetable soup. But now I'm gonna be pressure canning just like I said, these chicken legs, and I'm gonna put these are quart-sized jars. And I'm gonna put four chicken legs in each jar. But first, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put 1 teaspoon of rotisserie seasoning in it, each jar. Now these jars, I had washed them and I had sterilized them, the jars and the lid. So whenever you're canning, whenever you use your jars, you got to make sure you wash your jars and sterilize them as well. You got to. That's very important. I wash and sterilize my jars. Some people put them in the dishwasher. If that's what you want to do, you can do it that way. I use this wash mine in the sink with and after I wash and rinse them. I put them in a big pot and I just boil it on the stove. You know what I'm saying? However long I want to, you know. Maybe about 15-20 minutes sometimes, and then I cut it off and I just let them sit in the hot water until I get ready for them while I'm prepping my foods or whatever I'm gonna pressure canning. But you got to make sure your jars are sterilized, and make sure you check the rims of your jars and make sure there's no cracks in them or anything like this. These are reusable jars. I always reuse my jars, so if I use my jars on the shelf and I use the food that's in them, what I do, if the jars are still good, I just wash the jars out and put them to the side. And so if I need them again, I can use them again. So these are reusable jars that I had used, that I already had from when I had like spaghetti sauce pressure canned in these jars, and beef stew and other things, you know. But one thing I don't reuse is the lids. These right here, I do not reuse these. Some people reuse them, but I don't, because I want to make sure that when I do my pressure can again, that when I do pressure canning, that my lid seals real good. Sometimes, I mean, you can use them, and sometimes they work good, but I just don't want to take that chance, you know, because I feel like if I pressure can my foods and the lids don't seal, to me it's like a waste of food. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because you know, I wanted to seal because I don't want to waste my products. You know, I don't want to put it in the refrigerator, because if it doesn't seal, you have to put it in the refrigerator. They say you have like 24 hours to reprocess something if it doesn't seal, you know. But I don't want to take that. I don't want to take that chance, especially if I process something. When you process something, especially pressure can, it makes the food real soft. and you know, and tender. And then and I feel like if you reprocess it again, it's gonna make it even softer. So I mean, I just don't want to do that. So I really want all my jars to seal, but sometimes they don't always seal. You know, to me it's disappointing, but that's how it is. But you want to make sure that you don't reuse them. Like I said, you can if you want to, but I try not to reuse my lids or anything like that. But these have already been sterilized in hot water. I boiled them and everything. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get 1 teaspoon of rotisserie chicken seasoning. I'm gonna put it in each jar. I try not to use too much. I don't like a lot of salt. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes some people, use seasonings, whatever they want to use, and they add a little salt to it and pepper. But I'm going to use this, and I hope this is not too much, But I want the chicken to be seasoned. This is my first time pressure canning chicken with bone in it. So one thing about me, you guys, when pressure canning, I try to go by the book. Pressure canning is fun. I mean, it does help you to save on food and store food and everything like that, but I try to go by the book because it can also be very dangerous if you don't do it right. It can be dangerous to you and your family. And sometimes you have a lot of videos out of people pressure canning things that and sometimes the ways and the steps that they do it is not safe. So I try to go by what's in the book, and I try to follow the recipes, what's in the book, because these recipes have been tested, and because they have been tested, they have been deemed to be safe. And you want to make sure that when you're pressure canning or when you're storing food for your family, you want to make sure that you do it the right way so that it won't harm you or your family or your loved ones. Especially if you like to give your food away, like if you pressure can, you like to be a blessing to somebody. So you want to make sure you do it the right way. Go buy your books. You can go get these books on Amazon. I got a lot of pressure canning books, and I go get them on Amazon. But I try to make sure that I do the recipes that's in this book just to be safe. I want to be safe when it comes down to pressure canning and canning. I do follow the recipes, and I do follow the steps that's in this book. But I'm gonna go ahead and pack these jars. I'm gonna try to put 4 chickens into each jar. Let me move this camera back a little bit so you all can see me. Okay, and I hope you all can hear me, as well. I need to get a microphone, but look here, you guys, I got this on because it's one of them cold days, yes, and I got this on, so hope I don't get too hot in it. I take it off. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put 4 chickens in at a time, and you got to make sure that they say in the book not for the legs of the chicken to be touching, the rim, whatever they want to call it. So let's see. I'm gonna put 2 of them down here like this. And the other 2 I'm gonna put down like this. And also, you guys, this is a raw pack method. That means that I'm doing this raw, but you also can do it with hot pack, where you have to cook the chicken a little bit, then put it in the jar and put the liquid in the jar with it. But I'm not gonna do it that way. When you do it that way, you can add water or you can do chicken broth. It's really up to you, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do the raw pack method. And my jars, even though I sterilized them, they don't cooled off now. So my jars are cool, the meat is cool, and the water in the pressure canner is cool. Now, if you do a hot pack, that means that your chicken, the liquid and everything is gonna be hot. Your jars are gonna be hot, and the water in your pressure can is gonna be hot. You cannot. I'm gonna stress this. You cannot pressure can and have hot water and cool and cold jars, because when that hot and that cold get together, you're gonna get an explosion. Your jars are gonna crack. So if you're gonna do a hot pack with the hot chicken, the hot liquids, your jars got to be hot and your water got to be hot. If you're going to do a raw pack like me, what I'm doing now, everything is cool. Chicken is cool, my jars is cool, and my water is cool. So once I get through with all this, and I put the jars in the pressure canner, the water is going to be heating up in the pressure canner. While it's heating up, it's heating the jars up as well. So everything is heating up at the same time. Remember, cold, cold. If you do hot, the water got to be hot. If your chicken is hot, your jars got to be hot, and your water got to be hot. If you're doing raw pack like me, everything got to be cool. Jars cool, chicken cool, water cool. Okay. All right. Let's continue to do this. And when this is pressure can, it's gonna produce its own juices and everything. I said this is my first time doing this. I bet some people like, I did not know you can do meat. Yes, you can. Everybody think that you can only pressure can vegetable, but meat can be pressure can as well. All right, I got all of them in there. Every last one of them is in there. I got 4 of each jars. You know, you can do legs, you can do thighs, you know, breasts. You like I said, you know, when I do breasts, I do the boneless breast. So let me wash my hands. Okay, what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna get some vinegar, and I'm gonna clean the edges of these jars, because you don't want nothing on the edges of the jars, because that can prevent your jars from sealing. So you don't want nothing else. You want to make sure you clean the edges of those jars. You can use paper towel, whatever you got, but you know, I'm gonna use some vinegar. And definitely, if you are doing a hot pack, you know, if you don't cook the chicken, you know, that gonna produce greases as well. So I'm gonna clean the rims of this. I'm just gonna make sure there's nothing that's gonna prevent these jars from sealing. And like I said, I put 1 teaspoon of rotisserie seasoning in there. You can do lemon pepper seasoning, you know, rosemary, whatever, you know, however you want your chicken to be seasoned, or you can just do plain chicken. I think next time I'll do some plain chicken. That way, when I want to, you know, maybe use some chicken to, you know, the barbecue with, you know, I can just take that chicken on out. Hush. I can just take that chicken on out and bake it, throw a little barbecue sauce on it. Y'all, I got a barking dog, Pomeranian, and yes, he barks a lot. So, I was hoping he wouldn't bark while I was recording, but apparently he already done started. Okay. So I don't clean these rims. I'm making sure I clean the rims because I want these to seal, you guys. You better shut it up or you're going in the cage. Okay. Now I'm going to put my lids and the rims on, which has been washed and sterile as well. Now what I'm doing, I'm putting these on finger tight, not tight. You don't want to tighten them. But you know what I'm saying? You want to put them on finger tight. I mean, once you put it on there, you turn it to the tighten, and that's it, because you don't want to put it finger tight. I mean, you don't want to put it all the way tight. Just put it finger tight. Okay. I'm just going to make sure they're all finger tight. Okay, this is what they look like. This is raw pack. No water, no broth, no nothing. And that's the seasoning at the bottom. As these pressure cans, they be producing their own broth and everything, and all this seasoning will come all the way up and marinate this chicken. And one thing I noticed about canned foods, the longer it sits on your shelves, the better it tastes. So now I'm gonna put these in the jar, in the water. It's 4 jars. I already got 3 quarts of water in my pressure canner. And this is my lid. I'm gonna put this on. I inspected my lid. I make sure I can see through this hole right here, because this is where I'll be putting my pressure canner once it gets up to a certain pressure. And the reason why we use pressure canners for certain foods is that, you know, certain foods has to be hot enough to kill the bacteria and everything that's in there. And a lot of times water only heats to 212 degrees Fahrenheit. That's how hot water can get. But in order to pressure can meats and certain types of vegetables like root vegetables, it has the heat has to be hotter. So that's where a pressure canner comes in is at. It comes in to build up that pressure and makes that heat in that water hotter so that it can kill the bacteria and everything that's in there, so that you won't get sick. Because it's something called botulism. And that's something that's in canned foods that if you don't process it right, especially like meats and certain root vegetables and stuff like that, botulism can build up in those jars. And one thing with botulism, you can't smell it and you can't taste it. But if you eat the food and it says not been processed right, you can actually get sick and it can actually kill you. So you want to make sure you follow the recipes. Now I've seen some people online where they say that you can process certain foods like meats and things and vegetables that need to be in a canner. They say that you can water bath it, but you can do it for like 3 hours. They say, I don't know how safe that is, but that's a chance that I don't want to take when it comes down to myself and my family and my loved ones. So I want to make sure that I just go by the book. You know, whether it's safe or not, the process for 3 hours, it may be, but I don't know. I don't want to take that chance. So I'm just going to go by what's in the book. So I'm going to use a pressure canner to make sure it get processed right, so that, you know, I won't get sick or my family won't get sick. But this helps to build the pressure and get the heat hot enough to kill the bacteria and everything that can grow inside those jars if it's not hot enough, if you don't process it right. So I'm gonna put this lid on, and I'm gonna turn my stove up on high so that the heat can start building up and the pressure can start building up in there. Wrong side. Okay, so like I said, I did everything raw packed, so everything was cool. The jars was cool, the water is cool, the everything is cool, the chicken is cool. So that's gonna be heating up, and as it heats up, pressure is gonna start building up inside this pressure canner. And when it builds up, I'll be getting some steam that's gonna come out of here. It's gonna come right out of here, and I'm gonna show you guys what the steam looks like. And when that steam comes out and it starts coming out real heavy, I'm gonna let it steam and release that pressure for 10 minutes. I'm gonna set my timer for 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, I'm gonna come and put my weight on there, which is I'm gonna have to pressure can this pressure can this chicken at 10 pounds. At 10 pounds because of my elevation. So you got to make sure your elevation is right, you know, in order to pressure can. What I mean by elevation, above sea level. You know, the higher, it's kind of hard to explain, but you have to find out what your elevation is when it come down to the sea level and everything like that. But I explained that more in another video. But right now, I will be pressure canning this at 10 pounds for 75 minutes. But what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to wait until the steam and the pressure builds up in here. So I got this on anywhere between 8 and high. So I'm just gonna wait till everything heats up, and I'm gonna let that pressure build up in there. Then I'm gonna see that steam coming out. When that steam start coming out consistently, then I'm gonna put my weight on there. This is my weight. Okay. This is my 10-pound weight right here. This is 10 pounds. I'm gonna put this on there once that steam starts coming out. But I'm gonna bring you all back once that starts to happen. I usually use to do my canning. This is for water bath, and it has a lot of things for water bath in here. And also it has pressure canning in here as well. And this is another one that I also use for my recipes. I use this one, not that much. This one don't have too many recipes in here that I like, you know, so I don't really use this one that much. You know, like if you're into jams and things like that, this probably be a good candy book for you. But for me, I don't use this one that much that often. But these are the main two, and I got both of these on Amazon. So if you're into pressure canning and you want to learn how to pressure can and water bath, these are the two books that I use. I have been pressure canning for about, I can say maybe 3-4 years, and I'm still learning. I don't know everything, you know. I'm still in the learning stages and everything like that. But I'm trying, you know. So like I said, I don't know everything, but I know some things, you know. But what I do, you know, I do go by the book. I do follow the books, you know, as far as pressure canning and water bathing. And so far, it's like 2 ladies that I do follow on YouTube that I highly recommend when it comes down to pressure canning and candy, because to me they really, you know, stick by the rules and the guidelines and things like that. Because sometimes some people do things or have recipes online and they'll start it, then everybody else start following them, and they start processing it, but the recipe has not really been tested, you know. So that's something that I don't do. I don't follow everybody, you know. I just stick with somebody that I know that goes by the book and goes by the rules. So, but these, like I said, these are the 2 books that I do have, and you can get these off Amazon. These are on Amazon, so you can look for them, and these can help you out if you're learning how to water bath. If you want to learn how to water bath and pressure can and preserve foods in jars, you know. I didn't think that I'll be doing this one day. My grandmother did it when she was when we was younger, but she canned a lot of peppers and things like that, you know. But I didn't think that this is something I would be doing. But hey, you know what I'm saying, it's in me and now it's coming out of me. But like I said, I've been doing this for about 4 years and I'm learning. You know, you got some people that's been doing it longer than that and they know everything, the ropes. I don't know if I don't have all the answers, you know, but I learn as I go. So, but if you want, like I said, if you want to learn how to pressure can or in water bath and start preserving foods, these are the 2 books that I use, that I follow and everything like that. And they have so many different recipes in there, you know, good recipes. And I'm gonna show y'all some of the things that I have pressure canned so far in water bath. Okay, I want to show y'all some things that I have processed over time. Beef stew. This is beef stew. I processed this in my pressure canner. I just want to show you some of the things that you can cook in your pressure canner. This is vegetable soup. I did bell peppers. I also did onions as well, but my daughter went through all the onions because when she cooks, she don't like to chop onions. So she done went through all my jars of onions, so now I have to make some more. I did pears. Peaches, I meant to say. These are peaches. I also did cinnamon peaches as well. I did sweet potatoes. Pears, and also cinnamon pears. And one thing about this is when you're doing your own pears and peaches and everything, you can add as much sugar as you want in it, or you don't have to add sugar. If you don't like a lot of sugar, you can do these and don't even have to add no sugar. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go to the store and buy, you know, pears and peaches and stuff with all that sugar in it or unsweetened. You can just do them yourself. So these are pears. Now I also got cinnamon pears as well. Okay. I also made ginger honey carrots, strawberry lemonade, bread and butter pickles, dill carrots. And I'm telling you guys, these dill carrots are so good. I put it like this: if you're a diabetic, and I don't know if you know, but vinegar does help lower your sugar intake. So I make these dill carrots, and me and my husband eat all the time. You can water bath these, or you can pressure can them. I suggest you pressure can it, because when you pressure can it, it makes the carrots even tender. I mean, and they are so good. I have to make another batch of these, but these are dill carrots. White potatoes. And one thing about potatoes, you guys, I like to use the red potatoes because they don't, how can I say, they don't get as soft and mushy as the white Idaho potatoes does. So if you do these, I suggest if you want to pressure can potatoes, to use the red potatoes. I also can chili, turkey chili, and beef chili. What is this? Chicken breast. Salsa. Not salsa, I meant to say tomatoes. Crushed tomatoes. Also regular carrots that you can throw inside stews, roast, or whatever. Sandwich cucumbers. What is this? Honey, let me see. What is this? Honey. Oh, honey sliced oranges. Yes, oranges as well. And salsa. I canned this in 23. The year 23. Still got some left over. Now my next canning after this would be cranberry juice. I will be canning some cranberry juice, and I will bring you guys with me so you can see the process of making your own cranberry juice. That's the next thing that I will be preserving in jars. Okay, you guys, I can hear everything. The pressure is building up, and I can see the steam. I don't know if you guys can see it, but the steam is starting to come out of here. But when it really starts coming out at a stronger pace, that's when I'm gonna put my 10 pounds weight on there, and I'm gonna let that process I'm gonna let it steam. Well, when it starts coming out at a stronger process, I'm gonna let it steam out for 10 minutes. Then after 10 minutes, then I'm gonna put on my weight. But it's starting to come out, but we're gonna let it steam some more. It's not quite ready yet. Okay, my subscribers. Now, as you can see, the steam is coming out real heavy now. I don't know, I hope you guys can see it. But I'm gonna let that vent for 10 minutes. I'm gonna set my timer for 10 minutes. And I'm gonna let that vent for 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes is over with, then I'm gonna add my pressure. My 10 pounds of pressure, but I'll be right back. Okay, my subscribers, so I let this pressure come out for 10 minutes. Now I'm gonna add on this weight, and I'm gonna wait until this starts jiggling. You'll see when it starts jiggling, then I'm gonna set my timer to 75 minutes, which is like 1 hour and 15 minutes for this to process and to cook right and to kill all the bacteria and everything. But I'll bring you back after an hour and 15 minutes. And let us lift it up now. Lord, to you. Lord, to you. Let the river of my worship flow to you. Lord, I pray with all I do. Let the river of my worship flow to you, Lord. Like streams Alright, my subscribers, so here's the jiggling. This is what I've been waiting on. Now that it's jiggling, I'm going to set my timer to 1 hour and 15 minutes with the 75 minutes. And I'm going to let this process for 75 minutes because these are quart-sized jars. So they have to be processed longer than pint-sized jars. So that's 1 hour and 15 minutes, which is 75 minutes. Okay, 75 minutes. Now, I will bring you guys back after 75 minutes is over with. After this is processed for 1 hour and 15 minutes, I'm going to cut it off. And I'm going to let this sit here for about an hour because I want all that pressure to be gone. You don't want to open this up immediately after it gets through processing because you're going to be in for a treat and you will be in the emergency room. You want to make sure all that pressure that's in there goes down. So what I usually do, I usually wait. After 75 minutes is over with, I'm going to cut this off. Then I'm going to wait an hour. After an hour comes, I'm going to come and open this up. But I'm going to make sure when I open it, I don't open it like this. Don't open it towards you. You're going to open it the opposite way just to make sure when the steam, whatever comes out, it doesn't go in your face. So I'm going to open this like this so the steam goes out that way. And then I'm going to let the top stay out for another 5 minutes. And after that, I'm going to get the jars and I'm going to sit them on the counter on top of a dry cloth. You want to make sure that you sit your jars on top of a dry cloth. No water nowhere because these warm jars or hot jars hit some water, anything cold on your countertop, it can explode, you know what I'm saying, and burst in your face and on your hands, and you'll have to go to the emergency room. So you want to make sure you have a clean, dry towel on the countertop. So when you take these jars out, because even after an hour, after they've been stopped for an hour, they're still going to be processing, it's still going to be cooking. You can still see it like the water and everything bubbling on the inside. So you want to make sure that you do set them on a dry cloth. I got my dry cloth over there. I got my, this is what I got to, to get the jars out. You don't want to touch the jars with your hand. You put them in there, get it out and put it up there. And you're going to let them sit for 24 hours. And when you take these out, even when you cut off and it starts cooling, you can hear like a pop. That'll be the lids of the jars sealing. If you hear those pops, that means that your jars are sealing, and that's what we want. We want them to seal, seal and everything like that. And after 24 hours, which will be tomorrow, you will go and you will take the rims off, and you will pick that jar up by that lid. And if that lid don't come off, you know your jars are sealed, and you can go ahead and put them in the pantry. So that's what we're gonna make sure all these jars are sealed. And also one thing I want to let you guys know, whenever you put your jars in the pantry, do not, I repeat, do not stack jars on top of each other, because that can create a false seal. For instance, suppose you put a jar in there and it's sealed. When you picked it up and tested it, before you put it in, it was sealed. But when you put it in there on the pantry or in the shelf or whatever, and the seal was to break, if that seal breaks, that means air is getting in there under that seal, and it can make you, and the food can spoil, and it can make you sick. Now, if you didn't put a jar, if you didn't put another jar on top of it, if that seal breaks, when you get ready to get that jar out and pick it up, and that lid is going to automatically come off, then you're going to know, okay, let me throw this away. But if you stack another jar on top of that jar, and that seal was to come loose, you wouldn't know nothing, because the pressure and the weight from that other jar is sitting on top of that seal and pressing that seal down. And you can get that food, and you can take that top off, and you can eat it, and you can actually become sick. But you didn't know that seal didn't break, because the weight of the other jar was sitting on top of it and was pressing that seal back down. So never ever stack jars on top of each other. When you put them on the shelves, one jar, nothing on top, nothing at all, because if that seal was to break while it's in that pantry, you would want to know. You got to remember that. Never ever stack the jars on top of each other. Now, like I said, this is processes. It's shaking, it's jiggling, baby. So I'm at 1 hour and 10 minutes. Still got a long time. Still got an hour and 10 minutes to go. So I'll bring you all back once it has cooled off and it's time for me to take the jars out. So that means I got an hour and 10 minutes to go, and then I got another hour for it to cool off and the pressure to come down. And I also got another 5 minutes after I take this lid off to wait before I completely take them out the pressure canner. But I'll be back. Okay, my subscribers, I'm back. It's been an hour that this has been cooling off. So I'm going to remove the lid to let the pressure come out of it. Well, the pressure's already down, but I'm just going to remove the lid. It's been an hour since I cut this off. Like I said, once it gets through processing, you want to make sure that you let it sit for an hour to make sure all the steam and pressure leaves out of it. So I just took my weight off of it. And you see which way I'm opening it. I'm not opening it towards me. I'm opening it opposite, away from me. Ooh. Okay, let me see. It looks like a lot of the liquid has siphoning out of the jar, so I'm not sure if I'm going to put this on the shelf. I might have to end up putting this in the refrigerator. I see it's one jar, the liquid didn't siphon out of there, but 3 of the jars it did. So let's see. And let me see, they haven't sealed yet. So what is it? This one has a lot of liquid in it, so this one is fine.
I'm a retired Lieutenant Colonel in the United States Marine Corps. I served over 17 years in the United States Air Force. I served in the United States Navy for...
This one has half a liquid, so I'm not sure. Well, then again, it should be fine because my mistake, I didn't really add any liquid in here. This really just the liquid that comes out of the chicken, so it should be fine. Ooh, you guys. Ooh. It looks good and it smells good. Just imagine this sitting for days or a month or so and wonder how good it's gonna taste.
Owners, veterans, and everything that we do. You can see it in the flag raising ceremony every single day.
Veterans have helped build the Walt Disney Company.
And it's still cooking, it's still boiling, you guys. See?
When I walk through these doors, I feel like this is where I'm supposed to be. They see me and they value me because of my service. This is my pride. This is my family. This is my
And this is real chicken broth because this is the broth. This is the juice that came from the chicken. So this is actually some good broth in here. This comes directly from the chicken, no added water. So this is some good broth.
special. They give you little patty warm water. You know, buddy, that's you look great.
So there's 4 jars of pressure can rotisserie chicken, you guys. And I'm gonna let that sit for 24 hours. And let those jars seal. And then tomorrow I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna take the rims off of it. Then I'm gonna lift those jars to see if they completely seal. And then I'm gonna put them on the shelf in the pantry. But you guys, I'm so excited. So next time you see me, I will be preserving some cranberry juice. This is cranberry season. Cranberries are in the stores now, so it's best for me to go ahead and get the cranberries now and pressure can make me some cranberry juice now before all the cranberries are gone. Have a blessed day and see you all in the next video.